What's going on, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my bike's dash. So without further ado, sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, and then let's get into the video. So ladies and gents, before we get into the video, let's get that cold start going, shall we? Listen to that raw V-twin power. So ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. Today's video comes about as part of a comment that was left on one of my videos by one of my subscribers called Franklin. In a nutshell, that comment basically asked to see what the dash looked like on my bike, hear and see a cold start, and basically see what the dash does, what the features are, and so on. And that is the basis of today's video. Now, with this being the first time that anyone's actually asked me to do a video on the dash itself, I'm going to run through the features and so on the dash, what she does, what she doesn't do, what I'd like her to do, and what I don't like it doing. Now, as you can see, it's a pretty basic layout. We've got all your standard features. You've got your rev counter, you've got your MPH, you've got your air temperature and your engine temperature and the mileage. It's also apparently 5:30 in the morning, which I know it isn't, but ignore that for now. With regards to what you can see and what the dash actually does, I will quickly run that through with you now, or should I say, I will quickly run through that now with you. On the left hand side switch gear, you've got a toggle button which says mode with up and down. If you press the button up, it takes you through what your battery voltage is, what your RPM is, and a few bits and pieces to do with track days, which is something I haven't really looked into as yet. If you press down on the same toggle switch, you will get to see things such as your mileage, your trip, and your fuel consumption. And that, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, is pretty much it. As much as I hate to admit it, Yami Noob hit the nail on the head when he called this generation of bike the last analog super bike. And I'll be honest, it is. You know, she's a 13-14-year-old bike now, with around 30,000 miles on her, I suppose, give or take. Because if you guys remember, I had to replace a dash not too long ago because it was faulty. But on the whole, you know, I can't really argue. I can't ask for more. Apart from the occasional stall here and there, the bike has been absolutely flawless. And I've got to thank Reese and Aaron down at Bike Nuts for that, because they're the ones that did the MOT, the timing belts, the valve clearances, and so on. So thank you to those guys down at Bike Nuts. Also, I'd like to elaborate a bit more on the whole podcasting idea that Franklin actually touched upon. Yes, my other half will be involved in the podcasts, and she will be on the videos as well at some point in the near future. Don't know when it's going to happen, but hopefully that won't be too far away. We finally got a working mic set up, so we can actually have two mics, one on me and one on her, so we can actually talk to each other and you guys can hear what we're saying, which is always going to be nice. The microphones that we've gone with are the Boya powered lavalier mics. That's what we're going to be using for the upcoming podcasts, along with using either my iPhone 11 Pro or my fiance's iPhone 11 Pro. One way or another, we'll have some sort of recording device on the go. We might end up even using both phones, we don't actually know yet. But we've got the microphones sorted out, we've got some kind of recording apparatus sorted out, we've got a rig to put the phone on or to put a camera on or whatever, and we've pretty much got everything under wraps, as they say. Oh, excuse me. Now, just going through these features on the dash, I'm just going to go through them really quickly, so keep your eyes peeled. So on the up button, you've got your battery voltage, you've got your RPM, you've got your lap timer, which is off, you've got a lap timer, something else, the USB off, erase USB, I'm not sure what that is, and a time set. Now if you press and hold, it takes you back to the main feature. When you press down on the toggle button, it gives you your trip B, and your total mileage. And for some reason this fucking bike is lucky to stall again, which is doing my Sweden. But anyway, we shall push on, and hopefully with any luck, the more air that gets in the old girl's lungs, the less chances she has of stalling. Well, we can only hope, at least, anyway. And this is again something that I've noticed with the bike over the last couple of months. When it's been hot in the evening, or when it's been hot in general, when I've been stuck in traffic, that's what's been causing the issues. I have found that running the bike at this time of day, the temperature does get quite high. 102, 103, sometimes even 105 degrees. Now, I don't know whether that's a typical thing, and maybe some other 1098 or 1198 or 848 owners might be able to elaborate on that. If you can, great. If you can't, never mind. But it just seems to me that she doesn't like being run at slow speed when it's hot. If I'm riding her fast and hard and it's warm, she seems to like that a hell of a lot more than going slow in the heat, which I find really odd, because you would have thought the slower it is, the less stress the engine's under and so on, but apparently not. I have been told by a few sources that it could be something as simple as the ECU needs a firmware update or some sort of software update, or it could be a crank sensor. Now, the problem I have with that particular statement is that people have told this particular place where I've got my information from in the past, they've turned around and told me that they very rarely replace the crank sensors on these engines. So I'm a little bit, okay, if it's not the crank sensor, what the actual fuck is it? So I need to find out some way, I can't see the lights, there we go. I need to find out some way, somehow, to be able to figure out what this fucking software thing it is, where I can get it done, and how quickly I can get it done. But it's all in good time, as they say. I'm half tempted to think it is literally a temperature thing, because why would it behave like this now but not behave like it when it's in the height of summer? You know, I went out for a ride with two mates on R1s a couple of months back. I think it was about April time, April, May, something like that. She didn't miss a beat. She started every time, she ran really strongly, she pulled like a freight train and didn't stall at all. Whereas now, in this whole stop-start traffic, she's really not liking it. But anyway, I digress. Also, some other quite sad news. Chaz Davies has released a statement to the World of World Superbikes saying that he's calling time on his career. It's a very sad state of affairs, it must admit, because even now I still think he's an absolute quality rider. Maybe he's got to a point in his career where, you know, because he's not really performing as well as he could do, and maybe his age is playing a part of it, or playing a part in it, should I say. It could be a case that he's now got, you know, he's got a family, he's got a wife, he's got a daughter, I believe, and, you know, he wants to spend more time with them, which I understand. But no doubt he'll have some sort of capacity, maybe not riding professionally anymore. Maybe he'll do a Cal Crutchlow and he'll become a test rider for Ducati, or a test rider for another brand or something like that. Or maybe, what the fuck is this boss doing? Giving a giggle, trying to go around there. Hop, skip and jump, bruv. It's sad to see Chaz Davies leave the World Superbike stage, just like it's quite sad seeing Scott Redding leave Ducati and go to BMW. But, you know, there must be bigger and better things. New challenges are awaiting both of them. So all I can say is good luck to them. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, back to this whole podcasting idea. I'd like to think that with doing these podcasts, like I said in the previous video, it's going to open up the floor to a lot of new people. So I would love to get new followers, new subscribers. You know, it is what it is. And I love making content. And it's like I said in the previous video, the content I make, it isn't about becoming YouTube famous for the money. You know, I said it before and I'll say it again. If I get, you know, 10,000, 100,000, a million subscribers, then, you know, great. The idea behind my content is that if it helps just one person, just one solitary person out of every one of my subscribers, and it's benefited someone and it's made their situation a bit better and it's made their lives a little bit happier, you know, it's got them out of a dark situation, like socially or emotionally or whatever, then my content's done its job. I know that sounds like a complete and utter cop-out, but I want my content to be able to give people not just, you know, good vibes, information and so on, but I want people to feel happy watching my content. I want people to click off the video when they finish watching it and go, or I say that, I want people to be able to watch my videos, and when they finish watching, they got to the end credits and whatever else, and if they do subscribe or if they like the video, then, you know, that's amazing. I can't thank you guys enough for it. But even if it just gets one person out of a dark place and a dark situation, then it's done its job. I honestly truly believe that my content has done its job. And just like Franklin commented on the previous video, it's not always about just doing motorcycle content. I mean, okay, yes, that's what the channel's about primarily, but if I can spread my wings a little bit and give someone the information and the motivation and the emotional stability that they need to get through a situation, then even better. Do you know what I mean? I can't profess to be a counsellor, I can't profess to being the best YouTuber in the world, because I definitely am not that, but I do think, and I wholeheartedly mean this when I say it, I do think that I offer people not necessarily the get out that they need, but definitely an outlet, shall we say, to be able to relax, decompress, watch a video that has some quality and some quantity to it. And not only that, but just being able to provide people with good quality content. And that's what I strive to do. Of all the videos I've made, I want my content to get better and better, and I feel that it is, but I'm almost certain there's more things I can do to make my content better. Like it's been suggested that I should add B-roll footage, that I should add backing music, and so on. And I'll be honest, I've never really thought of that, because I'm a little bit worried about whether or not the background music, one, will get copywritten, or two, I won't have it set low enough in the background so you can hear it while I'm talking. And obviously when you're riding a motorcycle like this, it's not exactly quiet, do you know what I mean? And I don't, and this can sound so rude to me, and I really don't mean it to, I don't want to waste my time putting music in my videos that you guys aren't going to be able to hear because of either the bike itself, or because of, you know, the road noise around me, or what I'm actually saying. I want you guys to be able to enjoy the content, watching it, as much as I do making it. And if, like Franklin, you have a suggestion for podcast content, or even on-bike video content, whatever it may be, please feel free to suggest it in the comments down below, because I'm more than happy to look at different ideas, different concepts for content. I'm never one to shy away from trying something different and trying something new. I've said it before, you know, that I want to try doing track days and stuff like that, and bringing a camera along so you guys can get an idea of what a track day's like in the UK and so on, which we probably will do eventually once I've got actually ready for the track day, shall we say. But as far as topics go for the podcasts, I would love your guys' feedback. You know, I love to get ideas and inspiration from my subscribers and the comments that you guys leave. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I know I can come up with ideas, and I do come up with ideas, but sometimes having that little bit of inspiration goes a long way. And that might sound like a complete and not a massive cop-out when I say stuff like that, but as a content creator, as the 30-day challenge showed, trying to come up with content on a daily basis is difficult. It really is. But I'd like to think that I did all right in that particular endeavour. And with going back to doing weekly videos, or twice a week videos even, I think it gives me more opportunity and more time to actually come up with ideas. Look at this number plate. Wait. How about no? And as always, ladies and gents, you know, as I keep saying, and as I'll continue to say, having you guys along for the ride, it does mean a lot to me. The 7,000 strong that I've got at the moment, let's try and push it to 10, 15, maybe even 20,000 by Christmas. I'd love us to get to that 20,000 subscriber mark, or even 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. That's kind of my goal. Whether we'll get there or not is another matter, but we can only hope. As I always say, it's one of those things, it's a work in progress, and as we progress through the year, hopefully with any luck we'll be able to bring you more content, more entertainment, and literally give you guys something to smile about with every video that we do. And with doing the podcasts as well, granted, it's going to be a bit of a tough situation to start with. What's this arsehole doing here? Fucking cab driver, what do you expect? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. As always, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been absolutely fucking awesome. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you could do me a huge favour and smash that like button for me, it does help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and it does help promote me to new people. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been fucking awesome as always. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, saying look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the roads, be aware of COVID-19, be safe, be happy, and as always, adios!